YouTube? This is your boy Thomas, back with another rendition of Truth Be Told. This week, there really wasn't a whole lot in the news this week that was really interesting. I did see something that was kind of funny. Remember the whole deal with Trevor Martin and what's his face, George Zimmerman? Apparently he's suing Warren and Buckkeg, or whatever, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, he's suing them for some tweets they said something to do with Trevor Martin and calling him a white supremacist and everything. So that's the only thing that I saw that was kind of funny. But I mean, if he wants to go after him, that's his deal. But I figured we'd had putting that all back behind us. Anyways, I did get around this past week to watching the new Bad Boys, the third one, called Bad Boys for Life. It wasn't a bad movie. It was alright. It wasn't too bad. Martin Lawrence, though, that boy's gotten fat. I mean, he is fat. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but he definitely got fat. He'd been sitting around eating hoagies or some shit, or a lot of Twinkies, something. I don't know, man. Jeez, he got pretty chubby. So it wasn't surprising he didn't do a whole lot of action scenes in this movie. It was a good movie for the most part. The storyline was a little off for me. You know, him having a son and all that. Okay. No biggie. I get it. They're trying to introduce the son into the series. They're wanting to do something. You know, if you actually watched the little secret ending at the very end, you know, he's asking his son, who's in behind bars, if he wants to make up for some of the crimes he did and try to earn some extra points to getting his freedom back. So my guess is they're trying to come up with some kind of spin-off from the series, is my guess. I don't know. We'll see. It's just, to me, it'd been so long since I've seen the Bad Boys movie. Just everything kind of felt a little off, and they felt like they were really old, and they shouldn't even be doing it anymore. So I don't know. It was strange. The best part of the movie, to be honest, or the best character, was done by Alexander. I can't think of his last name. The white guy, the big white guy, the one who plays Bjorn on, or Bjorn, or whatever you want, however you want to pronounce it, on Vikings, the TV show called Vikings. I can't think of his last name. Man, that's going to irritate me. But it's Alexander something. Anyway, he was great in that movie. I thought he was cool. I like him. As far as new actors, I think they should start using him in a lot more action movies, to be honest. I think he's a very good actor. But yeah, you know, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was worth a watch. Moving on. Well, just let me explain something here. Sometimes it takes me a little while to watch anything new. I don't watch it as soon as it comes out in the theaters. Very rarely do I go to the theater anymore because you're paying out the rear just for one movie ticket. So I very rarely go out. I can always wait till it comes online. I mean, I can watch it for free. I don't have to pay for subscriptions or anything like that. So it takes a little while for me to watch some of the newer stuff. But anyways, moving on. I did see the little teaser trailer for Stranger Things 4, so we know that's coming, and we know the sheriff's back, Hobbs or whatever his name is. He's back because they literally show him in the trailer. So, and it looks like most of it's going to be dealt with in Russia. That's what it looks like. And the whatever, I can't think of their names, the brothers who created the show or whatever, said they got a lot of their story was influenced by, you know, these movies that had to deal with a prison break or whatever. They mentioned several movies in a tweet or whatever. So that's why I'm guessing most of this is going to be done in Russia, and it's going to be something to do with breaking Hobbs out of prison. So I'm looking forward to that. It's probably, everybody's trying to guess when they're going to come out with it. I'm guessing more likely they're going to stick with their guns and keep coming out with it, usually around September, October, which they've been doing. We'll see. But I am looking forward to watching it. I like Stranger Things. I think it's a great show. So the next thing I want to talk about is I saw the little teaser trailer for the new Batman. I'm sorry, I'm just not excited for the new Batman. They've redone Batman so many times. The problem I have with it is they don't stick with one Batman. They keep changing it. Two, they keep changing the origin story just a little, you know, every time they do it. That really irritates me. And then three, here lately, they've just been picking the worst person to play Batman. I don't care if he's decent in other flicks or not. Robert Patrick or whatever his name is, Twilight Boy is just not gonna do it. He is not Batman, not even close. I'm sorry, I can't get past him being Twilight Boy. He's not really a great actor. He just doesn't do it for most of the fans. You look on YouTube, 90% of your fans they don't want him as Batman. However, the studios just do not listen. They ignore the fans and they go with whatever they want to do. So it's not going to make as much money as they think it'll probably make some money, but I doubt if it's going to be nearly as good as they think it's going to do. But whatever. I'm not excited to see the new Batman at all. So if they got rid of Deathstroke as a villain, that's going to suck too, because I was kind of looking forward to Deathstroke being the villain. But Ben Affleck was definitely not Batman anyway. So kudos for them for getting rid of him. But the last thing I want to talk about is, I went ahead and check out this because a lot of people were talking about it. They were telling me to check out, trying to do some surveys online or whatever, and you could get a little cash for doing the surveys online. Okay. just about all these sites that allow you to get cash for surveys online, most generally it's a point system. Like you earn so many points for doing so many surveys, and then you supposedly can cash them out for cash, like through PayPal or whatever. Unfortunately, they want a bazillion freaking points just to get 30 bucks worth of, you know, cash out of them. So it takes ungodly forever to get the points just to even get $30. It's ridiculous. You'll spend all day just trying to get $3 out of them. I have tried the other one called Inbox for dollars. They're just as bad. 90% of the time you go to do a survey and they'll make you fill out a survey before they even give you the actual survey. And if you do not qualify, as they so-called put it, they're not going to let you do the survey. And 90% of the time you click on it, you try to go to the survey, and they stop you right then and there and say, oh well, you know, maybe next time, you know, blah blah blah, you don't qualify for this survey. Or you spend 40 minutes answering a bunch of questions before you can even do the survey, and the survey takes another 40 minutes, and you're lucky if you get 25 cents for doing that survey. So you just spent 2 hours earning 25 cents. Woo woo woo. Now they also have this deal where you can play videos or whatever and watch videos, but they want you to watch like 30 minutes worth of videos and give you a penny, maybe 2 if you're lucky. So you're not making any money, and it takes forever. You spend all week and you'll be lucky if you get $30. So doing the survey thing online, I wouldn't recommend it. You're not going to make any extra money. Okay, that's all I have for news. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Alright, movie holics, let's get on to your B-movie reviews. This is Action Week again. We're back to Action Week. I didn't go with a martial arts type action this week. I went with more of a shooter type action. But there's 3 of these movies, and I did the first 2 this week. I'll get to the 3rd one later. Maybe when Action Week comes up again. So the first one is called Missing in Action, and it's got Chuck Norris in it, and the leading lady is Ann Fitzgerald, and it was done in 1984, and at the box office it made about 22 million worldwide, so it did okay. Didn't do the greatest, but it did alright. I'm not a huge Chuck Norris fan at all. I think Chuck Norris is a terrible actor. He's very, you know, the way he acts is very monotone. He don't show any emotion, hardly at all. But he can do the he could do the action sequences. You know, he is a martial artist, and he's used to doing action scenes. So, but as far as his acting goes, his acting is terrible. It's just really bad. However, the rest of the people that, you know, the rest of the actors he's with are usually really decent actors. So that's what makes the movie. It's not him. It's the rest of the group that supports his ass. Um, anyway, like I said, I'm not a big Chuck Norris fan. But he's done a lot of action movies, so I figure I'd do a couple of his this round. I've done some of his before, but not very many. I have never watched most of the Chuck Norris movies. I'm telling you, that very rarely have I seen a Chuck Norris movie. So these are all new to me. Missing in Action. Basically, Chuck is called, he plays a character named Colonel Brackett. I think it was his name, Brackett. He notices that the Vietnam government are ignoring POWs over in Vietnam that are still in Vietnam. Like, they're not coming out and saying, yeah, we still got POWs. And in fact, they're saying the complete opposite. It's all a bunch of propaganda, you know, and the United States is full of crap and blah, 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 you know. Which Chuck Norris, you know, his character, he knows better. And this is back in the 80s when all this was, you know, there was this hype over there still being POWs in Vietnam and that they were still alive. And they were just kind of forgotten and left there, and nobody, or our government really didn't want to go over there and get them or whatever. And the Vietnam government didn't want to acknowledge that there were POWs over there. Anyways, so it's basically one of those stories. So Chuck goes with this reporter and this governor or whatever, or senator, I can't remember, I think it's a senator, my bad. Goes over there because he's talking like trade deals with him about POWs and trying to get to the bottom of it and finding out if there's actually POW camps. But Chuck decides to go with him after he had been ignoring him for a while, but after he's seen all that on TV of them ignoring the fact that there are POW, he goes over there with him. Supposedly he escaped a POW camp prior to this happening. So that's one of the reasons why he goes. He knows there are POWs over there. So he goes, and while he's there, he confronts the main guy who's claiming that there are no POW camps, and he basically ends up killing the guy, but he finds out where the camp is at. There's one guy there that's he's kind of he knows Chuck and Chuck knows him because he was part of the POW camp that Chuck was in, and he did a lot of torturing to him and blah blah blah. So he recognizes him at the little convention they're having or whatever, the peace talk area or whatever. But he's not supposed to leave his building, but he does it anyway. He kills the colonel, finds out where the camp is, comes back just before that guy shows up to find him still there, and he tells him he needs to leave their country, blah blah blah, but he doesn't charge him for anything because he can't prove nothing. But Chuck doesn't really leave the country. He just kind of goes into another city, finds an old friend, and the old friend helps him get some gear together, and then they go to the camp, and he basically goes in there and rescues the POWs and gets them out. And the talks are still going on, so he takes a helicopter with the POWs right after he rescues them and drops them right out in front of the building, and then runs them inside to where they're having the peace talks or whatever, to prove that there are they were POWs still there. And that's the end of the movie. It was alright. wasn't too bad. It had a few action scenes in it. You know, I thought it was a decent movie. You might like it if you like action movies that deal with Vietnam and stuff. I give it a couple thumbs up. It wasn't a bad movie. The only part of it, like I said, Chuck Norris don't know how to act. He's terrible. The rest of everybody else was fine. Moving on, I also watched the sequel to this. I watched Missing in Action 2. It was done a year later in 1985. It only made about $10 million at the box office, so it kind of dropped a little bit. But that's usually what happens with sequels. This starred, of course, Chuck Norris, and it didn't have any women in it, so or women leading roles or anything. The villain in it was a guy they call Colonel Yin, which was played by Soon Tek-o, I guess. Tek-o, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. And Stephen Williams was in this too. You know, you might recognize him. Maybe a couple other guys. Basically, Chuck plays a commando that's trying to help a squadron out of the Vietnam jungle. Well, he gets caught up in this one group, and he's trying to help him get on this chopper. He ends up flying the chopper because the guy who was flying it got shot. And then the Vietnamese, they shoot like a rocket at the chopper, and it doesn't blow up, but it cripples the chopper. So they go down into this lake or whatever. They all jump out of the chopper in this lake, and the chopper goes down and blows up. Apparently they all get captured, because the next thing you know, they're all in this POW camp, and it's like years later. A lot of them don't think that the United States is coming for them anymore. They've given up. So they're on their last legs, thinking they're probably going to die. This Colonel Yin tortures them constantly. Just to have fun with him, screw with him. He'll tell them, like, you know, certain things about their families or loved ones, blah blah blah. And then there's one time where he pulls the trigger against one of the soldiers' head, and it's empty, but he's making him think he's going to kill him. All this other junk. Stephen Williams plays a guy who's kind of turned traitor, you know, to get a better privileges or whatever from Yin. He kind of flips sides and keeps trying to talk him into Brackett. He keeps trying to talk Brackett into signing this form, which Yin wants him to sign, which basically it's like a confession, saying he's actually a Vietnamese criminal. He's not a war criminal or a POW. He's a criminal, just plain criminal. That way Yin can do whatever he wants to him. And he's not like, I'm not going to sign that, blah blah blah. Yin's constantly trying to get him to sign it. Close to the end of the movie, Brackett, him and another guy, they escape after several of them are killed. However, instead of fleeing, he comes back. He steals some weapons from Yin, or the camp, and uses them against him. He comes back to help save some of the Vietnamese prisoners that were with him. He doesn't believe that they deserve to be there, so he comes back to free them as well. Anyway, he literally destroys the whole camp and all the men. They kill all the men. They even escape in a chopper that Yin had some dealings with this other guy, some drug guy, but Yin killed him, and he left his chopper. So Chuck kind of takes his chopper and steals the chopper from Yin. And at the end, he basically kills Yin, and that's the end of the movie, and he escapes. It's all about his escape from the POW camp before the first mission and action movie. So this was basically a prequel, not really a sequel. And it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. I watched the whole thing. Just like I said, though, Chuck is a terrible actor. He cannot act. The rest of them were great. So I give it 2 thumbs up for a decent action movie, especially a B-rated one. Check it out if you want. If you're looking for some kind of action flick, wouldn't hurt to watch it. You'll probably like it. That's all I have for you this week. If you could think of any movies I might have missed, some gems that a lot of people don't know about or whatever, please leave suggestions down in the comments below and let me know of them, and I'll try to get to watching them and get back to you on them with a good review. I'm just an average Joe giving you honest reviews about things going on in the world today, politics, YouTube, or movie reviews. Hope you like this video, and I told you you'd be told the truth, and you've just been told.
Thank you.